What's up, everybody out there? It's Micah from Tavern Geek, and I posted on Twitter a little while ago. I was going to make a quick video. I was just doing some chores around the house, and just all these thoughts started flooding my brain about the MCU and possible things that I think are actually coming. I could be totally wrong. This is all just from my perspective and just a off the wall just thought. But picking up from the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, we saw Sam Wilson taking up that mantle of Captain America, which is leading obviously into a newer ensemble of Avengers. And I think that we need to pay really close attention to Disney Plus and what's going on in Disney Plus. So what I mean by that is I really feel like there's a threat coming that we'll see being set up in these Marvel movies. I mean, there's obviously a lot of casting of different people going on that could be a major problem. Like Kang, for an example, is in the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania movie. But whatever that looks like, whatever the villain is, but but this looks like a threat is coming, and Sam Wilson is going to have to form a team of Avengers. And I think you should really like pay attention to the Disney Plus side of this because I think in Marvel there, I can't remember whether it's was in all new, all different Marvel, which I don't think it was, or it was right there at the end of right there at the end of it, where Sam Wilson led the Avengers, had a group of Avengers, and Kamala Khan was a part of that group, which she is getting a Disney Plus show, which we've seen some footage from, which I'm really excited about because I really enjoy her character. So I think that Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, will be on that team, as well as She-Hulk, which she's a member of the Avengers right now, and is getting a lot of play here. Also, Jane Foster Thor, I think maybe might come out of that Thor movie. I may be totally wrong about that, but maybe she will be a part of that Avengers team. And then I would say there's no Tony, and I would say Riri Williams would be a part of this team too as Ironheart, but then it starts to look like Sam Wilson and a bunch of kids, because he's got Kamala Khan, which I think she should be like the kid on the team. So I don't really think that that's going to be the case. I think she's just going to be kind of doing her own thing. So I think Sam will just have to try to lead this team of Avengers against this threat. So like I said, Sam Wilson, Captain America, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, just to name a few, that might be a part of this team. And then this is speculation. I don't really know who else would be a part of this team. But I feel like that Sam Wilson is going to put together his own team of Avengers. But those are my three main people I think that will be. Oh, Jane Foster Thor. I'm sorry, 4 people I think will be a part of that team, and then I'm sure they'll add some other people to it. But that's just the beginning of what's been going on through my head. So they're all connected from the comics before. So if you roll off of that. I really think there's going to be a case in an instance when Marvel, the MCU, forms the new Avengers team, Brian Michael Bendis' new Avengers team. I've been talking about this a lot. If people pay attention to my tweets, I'm a big fan of that comic book run, obviously, why I want to talk about it. But I feel like we've got Spider-Man and Doctor Strange working together. They were both part of that team. I think Marvel could find a way to roll Luke Cage into the team and Jessica Jones. and Iron Fist. Um, Before I get too far, backtrack. Shang-Chi would be a part of. I feel like will be a part of Sam Wilson's Avengers. But back to this. So Luke Cage, Iron Fist, um, and then you know Bucky was a part of that team. He was Captain America in the comics when he was a part of that team, but he gets be the White Wolf or Winter Soldier or whatever, a part of it. Um, and then Maya Lopez is showing up in the Hawkeye series, so maybe Maya Lopez and Clint Barton join that team as well as Echo and Ronan. And then you've got a pretty cool little team there. And I think that could go be a really really neat situation. The other thing I want to press on, and one of the main characters of that new Avengers series is Wolverine. He was a part of the entire series and was actually pretty wasn't going to be allowed to be an Avenger by Captain America because of his past and his murderous fits that he has gone on. But that's another person you can throw in there as and Jessica Drew Spider Woman. We haven't seen her yet, but I think Sony has rights to her, so that would be like a Marvel Sony thing, which I really feel like maybe they should use that character to kind of help tie in the Spider Sonyverse characters together, because she could be like a Shield liaison, because she did work for Shield in the comics. But that was on my mind as well. But spanning off of that, now Steve Rogers is still alive. They're like, oh, he's on the moon. Oh, he's different places. Yeah, he's old. They've fixed that before in the comics too. Uh, you know, he could secretly have his own team. Now we're getting a Disney Plus series of Moon Knight. Moon Knight was a part of Steve Rogers' Avengers team from the same period of time that Bendis's New Avengers existed, and that was the Secret Avengers, where people thought Captain America was dead after the events of Civil War, but really he was alive, and he had formed a little secret team. Moon Knight was a part of that team. Black Widow, Ant-Man, which I think it was Eric O'Grady Ant-Man, which was Scott Lang's way cooler. Trying to think. Oh crap. Nova was on that team. Beast, Hank McCoy, another X-Man. They could, there. That's the thing. There's been a few X-Men have been on the Avengers. It's not like every other Avengers team has had a different X-Man, but we've seen Wolverine, we've seen Beast. Beast was probably one of the first ones that was ever on the Avengers. Storm has been an Avenger. Rogue, Havoc. I think Deadpool was an Avenger at one point in time. Cannonball and Sunspot, which I really enjoyed them as Avengers. That was Hickman's run. Before I go down that rabbit hole. But anyway, I really feel like that maybe they're putting together that Secret Avengers team to deal with Secret Invasion, to deal with the Skrulls. So that's another one. Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers was a part of that New Avengers team as well, which I still kind of feel like she's going to be kind of doing her own thing in her movies. I'm not real sure. That story plot in those movies are kind of up in the air for me. But so that's connected. So then here comes the big thing. So Secret Invasion, Skrulls, Moon Knight is tied in with Captain America, but then Moon Knight's also tied in with Doctor Strange. What I mean by that is I really feel like that Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness, they're going to be dealing with a very, very large big bad. And I know Nightmare was one of them that had been talked about before, but that was when Scott Derrickson was going to direct the film. And now Sam Raimi is directing the film. But still, Nightmare could still be the main villain, and he could be being told what to do by Shuma Gorath, which is another big bad guy. So what's you know Doctor Strange has already got Wanda with him. Why not have Ghost Rider? Why not Blade? Why not Moon Knight? Why not Daredevil? Punisher? Why not bring it? Why not have him have his own team of reinforcements, like these dark characters? I'm not saying it'll all happen in Doctor Strange 2. Like that's pretty far fetched because that's a lot of characters to deal with. But that would be cool. But it could spawn a Midnight Suns movie, which I would go crazy for. Strange, and have Scarlet Witch be on that team of supernatural characters. Strange, her, Blade, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Daredevil. I know Daredevil's not a supernatural character per se, but he tends to run around in the same dark alleys and streets that these characters end up fighting supernatural things. Daredevil's definitely fought vampires and stuff like that before in the comics. So that would be really neat. And Punisher as well. Punisher seems to always kind of wind up in situations where he's teamed up with Ghost Rider back in the 90s. Actually, there's a really, really good, if you ever get really bored and just want to read a cool story. I don't know if it was a What If story or Marvel Comics Presents, but Punisher, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine teamed up one time. And I can't remember what it was about all the way, but I think the artwork was really cool in that comic because I could still see, for some reason they drew Wolverine with his mask was ridiculous. It was the ears on his mask were so long, it was weird. But anyway, another rabbit trail. But so all that's connected. I feel like there's these teams that are coming, and they're going to kind of be all over the MCU, and they're going to be dealing with multiple different threats. We've got the Skrulls, we got Kang, I don't know what the other threat may be. I don't know what they'll throw out at us. Zemo is in Wakanda. He could be taken in, and he could start the Masters. He could start that. The Masters of Evil. I really think really think a really cool plot. Two would be the Brain Aim back, and MODOK. I know MODOK's a laughing stock of Marvel sometimes, but maybe see something like that happen. Would almost like to see Wonder Man show up and be a part of the Avengers, or be a part of whatever team, or how that would work. And of course, we've got the White Vision kind of doing his own thing. We don't know if he'll go after Wanda. We don't know if he'll try to make his own way in the world, or try to figure himself out. He was a different character in the comics, and he may evolve back into the Vision that we know. But it's quite interesting what's coming. And as we look at the movies that are being set up, also Shang-Chi is going to introduce the real Mandarin and the 10 Rings, and that can open up a whole other thing. Fing Fang Foom could be a part of that. That would be another cool villain to fight. There's a lot of different things that Marvel has laid out here, and my brain is just kind of I see characters, and I'm I could piece these characters together out of the comic books, and it's it's just crazy. It's let's revive the Netflix characters. Let's start the new Avengers. Let's see Moon Knight show up. And immediately be a member of the Avengers, or helping Captain America out with a Secret Avengers team, or being stuck on the Midnight Suns, or stuff like this, and where we see all of these new characters that we're not used to intertwining with each other. Because obviously, Tony's gone. And yeah, I'm talking about Steve Rogers coming back, but maybe more behind the scenes. Maybe more it's just a leader behind the, kind of like an Oracle type character, just kind of calling the shots, kind of like that Cecil guy does on Invincible, with his Secret Avengers team. But, Thor is obviously going to be doing his thing. We don't know what that's going to look like. And honestly, I don't know what that's going to look like, other than thinking about Jane Foster, Thor, coming out of the movie. Like Gore the God Butcher storyline was intense, and I mean Thor's gonna go up against the God Butcher. Like they might just end Thor. Like I don't know. And then not to mention like Hulk. Like we don't know what's gonna happen with Hulk in the She-Hulk series. We know he's probably gonna end up fighting Abomination again, and we don't know how long he's gonna stay in his Professor Hulk form. We don't know what that looks like either. So and then Clint, obviously training a new Hawkeye, and that's another thing too. The Young Avengers could totally happen. We saw Isaiah Bradley and Captain America, in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Um, so we saw him and his grandson Elijah. So it's quite possible that they're going to put that team together. And maybe that's where Riri Williams shows up. Maybe Kamala Khan ends up with them. I don't know. I think Kamala Khan's a much bigger character. I think she'll end up with a big team of Avengers, kind of like the younger voice of reason. But I mean, dude, this is crazy. I was just washing dishes and I was like, I can't believe like there's so much more happening, and I haven't even like begun. Like I don't even know if I can talk enough right now to even like fathom what I think is going to happen through the Eternals movie. Like that is going to be a very big movie, and I know people don't know a lot about the Eternals. I don't know too much about the Eternals. They were not a popular comic book for me when I was growing up. I've learned a lot about their history and what they and were mutants and the deviants and inhuman and like all these different things and the Celestials and all this stuff. I've learned about that, but I never really read those comics. I am familiar with Cersei because she was a member of the Avengers along with the Black Knight. Black Knight, is that right? Dane Whitman, whatever. Yeah, I mean he might even show up on an Avengers team like with Falcon and them. That would be kind of cool. But oh man, this is crazy. There's so many characters that are pouring into the MCU. We've never seen this many characters, and not to mention all the characters that still exist. And we don't even know where Wakanda's going. R.I.P. Chadwick. We don't know which way that's going either. But just keep your eyes out, man. Think about some of the guys. Think about some of the things I said. Like, go pick up Brian Michael Bendis' New Avengers and read it. Go find the Secret Avengers storyline. Read Secret Invasion. Go read House of M. Go read go read the Avengers run with Sam Wilson. Read Captain America Sam Wilson's story and Marvel. Go read that stuff. Go read it up and it if you desire that, go do it. And you'll find that it just kind of illuminates the movies and the TV shows so much more. But thank you guys for listening to my rant. I'm done. I'm gonna go back to cleaning my house and taking care of my kids, and because one of them is screaming, I think. But anyway, peace. Thank you. Oh yeah, check out Tavern Geek on Twitter, on Instagram, on Twitch, on TikTok, on Facebook. Pretty much everywhere that you have social media, just type in Tavern Geek and something might show up. We also have a Patreon if you want to help support some of the stuff we want to do. Outside of that, thanks again. Peace.